you. I'm talking to you. We see it. Talking to you. Are you talking to you? Are you talking to you? You ready? I'm talking to you. We see it. Talking to you. I'm talking to you. Talking to you. Run.
Hey, Bees, you on?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
What's going on, Beasley, man? I appreciate you calling up last minute.
Oh, nah, man. You know, Caps hit me up, asked me to stop by, you know, so I figured I would just come on by and say what's up to the show, you know, and, yeah, that's it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
What's going on, man?
Most definitely. Yo, a lot of things are going on, but the most important thing right now is everyone's in a frenzy. Can you please explain what is going on with YouTube and how it's affecting URL dropping battles and et cetera? Because don't nobody know what's going on, really.
See, all right, so, you know, I've seen a lot of people like, yo, what's up with your Born Legacy joints? There's a couple joints you didn't let out, Mr. Wavy, Bill Collector, the Prez Mafia, Money Bags, you know, JC, Chef Trez. We got a couple of joints. We got Tank the Demon, just for the fans' sake to know, all those battles are fully edited and ready to drop. There's a bigger issue that's going on with YouTube. Right now, big advertisers like Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, all these sponsors and advertisers have pulled their ads from YouTube. And what that means to brands such as ourselves, I'm tongue-tied right now. Pardon, I'm doing two things. But that means for the URL and other content creators is that it directly affects our ad revenue. And by pulling all these ads off, you know, it's a decrease, a tremendous decrease. Some channels aren't monetizing at all, or you're seeing 90% drops in your daily advertising.
Wow.
I'm sure, Caps, you've been hit by it. You know, I've talked to some of the other media outlets. They've been hit by it as well. So that is the reason why. Now, from what I gathered and what I've seen, what happened was, YouTube has these giant advertising bundles. And what it is they slap these bundles against the content that people post. And, whatever has eyeballs, they put content on it so that, the advertiser's product gets seen and people know about the product. And, of course, they go and purchase the product. Well, what happened was they didn't have a solid system to monitor every single piece of content that comes up. There's millions of videos that are uploaded to YouTube. And there was some terrorist content that went up around the time of the gassing stuff that was going on in Syria and different places around the country and around the world. And some of the advertising, some of the ads got onto that content. So when the advertisers saw it, of course, they lost their mind that their product was being featured on terrorist content. Yeah, so they went crazy, as anybody would, and said, I want all of mine. I'm pulling all ads. So once they started to pull ads, and other companies followed suit, and before you knew it, they pulled all these ads, and I think YouTube has already lost something like $750 million in advertising already.
Damn.
Just in a short time. So in turn, what that does is now they're trying to monitor the content that they put certain advertisers on who don't want to be associated with any rough content. So, it's going to take time for them to find out where to place certain ads and then to get the algorithms working again to get things back up to speed to where they were. So they're saying it's going to take a couple of weeks for that to happen. It's just difficult for us to have all this great content and then release it, and then there's just no return for us as a company. I mean, this has been going on for a couple of weeks, and there were already some drops in it, and we took, when it went down to 50%, we still were putting out videos. But, when it's down 90%, 95% of what you're normally getting, it's kind of
Too
hard
much.
to release some of your biggest content out at that time. So, we're not releasing content because we don't want to or because it's not edited. It's just not advantageous for us as a company to be able to release it. So that's why we urge people to try to come out to the events live. But for those that couldn't make it and get the pay-per-view, and for those that couldn't do that, you know what I'm saying, we'll be releasing it very, very shortly. We've been checking and following up with our MCN, which is the company that helps us collect our money that we generate from YouTube, and they say that, things are starting to slowly get back to normal. And we've seen a slight increase. We won't hold the battles until it gets, 100%, but it definitely has to come back up to where it makes a little bit of sense. So I really just wanted to come on the show to let you guys know what was going on, if this isn't something intentional. We're not being lackadaisical in terms of the releases, but, you guys got to understand, in order for us to function as a company, our content is our biggest asset. And if we can't monetize off of our content, it's going to be difficult for us to release it. Fortunately, we're a company that does sell out and does make money and door profits. So, it can keep us going and keep us doing events. We still are doing events and we're compiling content, but we're just waiting for things to get back to normal, which should be happening momentarily. Hopefully within the next week or two, we should be back to where we need to be.
Did this whole YouTube situation, did that play a part in y'all doing the pay-per-view for the last NOME event?
It was a combination of things. One is that we had already sold out, so really, knew that, we were in the clear. People requested it. They wanted to see it badly. And we knew that was kind of happening as well. And we knew that it may be a chance at the rate that it was going at the present time that it was going to hit, as much as a 90% drop in what we would be able to earn. So that is definitely, one of the reasons why we went in that direction. Yeah, I mean, it's part of it, part of the reason.
Yeah.
To answer your question, yes.
Man, so they said in a week or two. So Beasley, if let's just hypothetically say it goes on for a month, that means you're not going to budge for a month?
I'm actually working on some different scenarios that I can't fully divulge yet to make sure that it can come out in other ways. So maybe it won't be YouTube, but maybe it'll be another large platform that, it'll be easy for people to get to. But, that's yet to be determined. I have seen a spike in increase in what was going on, and it looks like it's going in the other direction. So I'm trying to be optimistic and hope that will take place.
Does this happening kind of push y'all in a direction of more of a Smack Flicks type direction where y'all able to, put out the content and bring in the revenue, your own way, where y'all don't have to go through a YouTube or if something goes wrong?
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? It's definitely woken us up and, got us, thinking about things a little bit differently. We were already moving in that direction and coming up with some other scenarios and ideas. I mean, we will never totally abandon YouTube, but it's not necessarily the most lucrative way to monetize off of content. I mean, there's, all this stuff is new technology that's going on. There's new platforms popping up every day. There's new ways to transfer information and content, and we're just investigating all options. But, like I said, man, we're optimistic that this will come back while we're making our transition to other platforms and ways to distribute the content.
This is crazy. So how long did you know this was going to happen prior to it happening, I guess you could say? I know we heard about it, but it seemed like it really just happened this week.
Yeah, we got hit kind of late. Like, certain of my people, like, City have hit me up one day, like, yo, they just took all the monetization off, not to put it by, you eat from We Go Harvest. Like, yeah, they took everything off. I'm like, I'm still rocking. You know what I mean? And then I'm looking, and it's just like, boom, boom. And every day is getting less and less. So I'm like, yo, we never make this amount. Like, I'm calling my people, like, yo, what's up? And it's I noticed back, like, hey, there's been an ad ban of YouTube, and, it's affecting all its major channels, and, people are feeling the pinch. We don't have that much information on when it's going to be back, but, presently there's a boycott. So, we kind of knew, and then we kind of, try to make adjustments. So,
But Beasley, do you think do you think battle rap is too, I don't want to say rough, or like, is the content too harsh for like a major company to like really get behind it, or you think like a major company would get behind it? Because I mean, y'all, let's face it, niggas on stage talking about killing each other and sleeping with niggas' moms,
yeah. The thing that pisses me off about society in general, and this transcends battle rap. It just feels like whenever there's something that young, black people or Spanish people, even white kids, anything that's rough, but that is urban culture, it's it's so literal. It's taken to the, oh my gosh. Meanwhile, they're blowing people's heads off on TV, decapitating people, blood, cursing. No, that's fiction. You know what I'm saying? It's like I remember when the movie Juice came out, right? And this is a true fact. You can look this up. When Juice came out, they had Tupac on the poster with the gun. There was an uproar. Oh my gosh, he has the gun. Meanwhile, you got the Terminator and all this other shit with these guys with these giant super guns. He has an old 6-shot revolver. They made them go back and blurt out the gun on the poster. But yet, you have Arnold Schwarzenegger and, this Sylvester Stallone and all of these guys running around with missiles and rocket launchers and shit, but that's okay. But, you know what I mean? So I think that battle rap is what hip-hop was in the early 80s. It's NWA, it's the Two Live Crew. It's edgy, it's rough. It's something that people are going to say, oh, man, this can't live or this can't happen because it's too rough, the content is too abrasive, until, it becomes popular culture. You know what I mean? And it changes. But it's definitely a subculture. It's different. It's a different form of expression. It looks real. I mean, at least URL battles look like that. You know what I mean? You feel like you're like a fight could break out at any moment. Sometimes it does, and it's contained. But that's the energy that makes it feel like a battle. You know what I mean? You gotta have people on stage. You gotta have dudes around. You gotta have people hyped up and pumped up because that shows that it's important that people care about it. But I think companies will eventually get behind it. A lot of companies are shying away from it, just like they shied away from rap music. And then once it exploded, everybody is coming from left and right to try to
put their hand in,
stop it up, and put their hand in it and be a part of it. And then it turns from, oh, this is too abrasive and rough to, oh, this is modern day urban theater. This is poetry. This is, you know what I mean? So it really just takes one person to turn the dial. And then once it happens, it will. I mean, look at where we've come from. People that are in battle rap, meaning that follow your show, that are on Facebook, it seems like a long time because it's 7 years and all this stuff has been happening. But look at the jumps and leaps he's taken. From being in barbershops to going into Webster Hall, Irving Plaza.
Yeah.
URL breaking records in these buildings for the most attendance, for the most highest, paid out to a promoter in the venue's history. We're tied with the Rolling Stones and the Killers and Webster Hall for the highest attendance. We got the highest attendance at Urban Plaza, number 1 and number 2 spots. You know what I mean? So it's just like what we've been able to do. Yeah.
I mean, URL really came a long way though. Like, I remember going to the first Summer Madness. Like, me and my pops went to NY to go to the first Summer Madness, and then I went to 5, and it's just like, damn, y'all really came a long way. Like, it's crazy. You don't really notice it because we pay attention to everything in every battle, and so you don't really be noticing it. But like when you sit back and just look at it, it's like, y'all really came a long way.
If you tell the average person that you know, go to this battle event is going to happen on Saturday, and it's going to be sold out. They're going to laugh at you. They're going to be like, yeah, how much are the tickets? $100? Yeah, right. They're not even in tune with what's going on. We're all stuck in our own little world. You know what I mean? People don't even understand the impact that battle rap has. That the people who follow it really love it. You know what I'm saying? As much as they tear it down and they make fun of people and do the memes and the jokes, they really live and breathe the shit. You know what I'm saying? And they love it, and they're dedicated to it. The fans that come out and show up, they love this shit. You know what I mean? And it's growing. You know what I'm saying? It feels like it's stagnated to certain people, but it is growing. It is getting bigger. More people are talking about it. It is going into popular culture. Look at these shows now. You know, my man that does the carpool karaoke. What's his name? James. Is it James Corden or whatever the case may be? I'm not sure what. Not Steve Colbert, but James. Man, he's one of these late night guys. You know, the one he always picks up stars like Madonna and Christina Aguilera, and he drives around in his car and they sing the songs. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's like a late night show guy. I think his name is Craig Colbert, something like that, right? Well, now he's doing these like celebrity rap battles where he has like Ben Affleck battling Samuel L. Jackson, and they're bringing in like, you know, battle MCs to write the bars and coach them. Like, these are shows that are going on. So they have, like, the URL format, the dark stage, the lights, you know what I'm saying? But they have these mainstream artists, these mainstream actors and entertainers battle. You know what I mean? Like, these are shows that are in production right now that are coming out. So, I mean, yeah, they're not giving no battle, you know, battle leagues any major shows on networks, but they are directly taking from our culture. Our culture has influenced popular culture. You know what I mean? And to the point where they're doing it.
Yeah.
I never thought that would happen. So, you know, in a way it's disheartening because you're not letting the people, the creators of this art form, get their shot and their shine or have the opportunity to present to the mainstream. So you go and you get some Hollywood actors to do the shit that we've been grinding for the last, you know, how many odd years. But it does show that it is crossing over. So maybe, you know, they will pay attention and want to go back to the original source of it. And, you know, it'll shed light on what we're doing.
You know what? I have a question for you, Beasley. So I see, as far as URL now, you're pushing a new class. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't want you don't want to spend tons of money on certain battles, etc. So you're really focusing on. It seems like the new class and the mid class, etc. Like, do you feel like there's enough talent with the tool you have now to really carry it? If all the vets were to just retire right now, so you got control would you be implemented doing other things?
I would not say that there's enough. I mean, I think we need way more talent. You know what I mean? I think there's way more talent that we need to develop, and we're working diligently to do that. I mean, ultimately, I would love to do one big event a month with 15, you know, with 16 guys or was it 12 guys? Yeah, with 12 guys that battle on one card, and then next month there's a whole new set of 12 other guys that wasn't on the last card that's on this card. That's ultimately where I want to get things to be. But to answer your question, I mean, we still involve that. You know what I mean? On Gnome 7, you got T-Rex, you got Shine, you know, you got A-Rock, you know, you got guys who are still, you know, from the older class that are still around. You know, but a lot of guys are retiring. A lot of guys don't want to battle. The guys are starting their own leagues and keeping their talent on their leagues for themselves, and that's fine, and that's good, you know, because there has to be, you know, in order for there to be new guys, certain guys have to leave, even in mainstream music. In order for somebody to be the man, somebody has to fall off. Somebody got to start making whack music so that somebody new can come in their place and fill the void. So, you know, there's still, to answer your question, we still need vets, and we still hire the guys who make sense for us. You know what I mean? But, I mean, if a guy is saying, yo, man, I need 60,000, 70,000, and, you know, the building at the max can only generate 100, that's just one human being. You know what I'm saying? And if he's battling somebody that's getting 70,000, do you think he's going to take anything less than 25 or 30? So, you know, when these guys come up with these preposterous numbers, they're basically saying, URL, go ahead and use your machine, promote me, blow me up, pay me, and go home with no money and be cool with it. You know what I'm saying? So we're not going to do that, and we can't do that. And what we've been able to do is continue to move forward, find talent, build it, blow it up, make that talent marketable, and bring that talent out and still sell out buildings without having to, you know, fall victim to someone trying to pull a you know? So I tell these guys, what's so ironic about it is, you know, I've seen people say, oh, you guys should pay them, you know, oh, they deserve 30 and 40 and 50,000. Now, if we don't pay them, they don't get this money. You don't see these guys anymore.
Yeah.
No one pays them. You know what I'm saying? And if they do go somewhere and do something, generally they're doing it for a cheaper price. And that's fine. I'm not stopping you from doing that. Go ahead. And then I still see people get mad. Oh, you should have had that battle over there. It would have been nice, but, you know, if the guy's charging me 30 or 40 and he's charging the next guy 15, you know, if she gives me the 15 price, you know, that's high, but maybe I could do it. You know what I'm saying? But I can't, you know, hey, a guy can charge me whatever he wants. It's my choice to decide whether to pay for the battle. He can make an offer, and I can accept it. I can make an offer, and they can accept it. And the beauty of it is, if you don't like it, then take your talent on the road and, you know, have your battle someplace else. And maybe, you know, you'll get your money, but then maybe it won't be as impactful or be as big. So you have to decide whether, you know, what the trade-off is going to be. You know what I'm saying? And what you want.
Do you feel like that's going to be a recurring issue? Because, okay, like, let's say Surf bow out or whatever, Rex, and they all bow out. Like, ain't T-Top and Briz and them, like, ain't they, like, their numbers is going to start raising too. Like, it seems like it's just going to be a recurring issue. The bigger niggas' names get, the bigger their brands get.
But, you know, it will, right? And, you know, people have to understand, like, this is a pit stop. This is a stop to someplace else. So what happens is, every year somebody comes and I deserve this and I deserve that. And then, you know, we don't do it. And then we become the bad guys, and then they hate us, and then they leave, and then they don't come around, and we keep going, and we build new guys in their place, and then they call back 6-7 months later. You know, I can work it out with them. It's URL. I want to go back, and then they come back. This is just a cycle because no one is paying that money. That's the problem. You can't say, oh, you guys don't pay like the other ones do, and this and that, and then you leave, and then you never get booked. No one is booking you. And then we know that you're not getting the money that you're asking for because there's 80 people at the event. You know what I'm saying? There's 20 people at the event, or, you know, 200 people at the event. You know what I'm saying? There's really only one big stage in battle rap. Let's just be totally honest. There's no, every event this year that URL has thrown is the biggest event of the year until the next event happens. There's nothing even remotely close, period. To me, honestly, Born Legacy has become its own league. There's not, after the Gnome, I mean, Gnome, of course, is the biggest event of the year so far, right? But after Gnome, the second biggest event of the year so far is Born Legacy 5. There's been no event that has had the amount of turnout of Born Legacy 5. Nothing. The biggest event. Born Legacy 5.
You have Born Legacy 5 over Blackout? Over
it's
Blackout?
Yeah. Blackout has a bigger name, of course, because it's been around longer, but Born Legacy 5 had a bigger turnout. It had more people show up.
Oh,
I gotta look. I gotta
Born
the
Legacy
battles
5
too,
had
though.
more people Born Legacy 5 had more people than any battle rap event this year. And before Born Legacy 5 was Born Legacy 4 had more people turn out than any event this year. I don't care if the battles were bigger, maybe in profile, one could argue that Black Belt might have been bigger. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of actual numbers and interest in people showing up that couldn't get in and packing the house out, nothing was bigger than Born Legacy 5 until Zone came, of course.
All right, okay. Beasley watching them numbers and shit, okay.
Listen, everything I'm speaking, and I'm not being, this is not a diss to anyone or any other, company or entity. I'm just speaking the facts, okay? When you put the battles out, let's see where the viewer's interest is at. It's going to be higher for the Born Legacy battles than any other battles that put out this year. It's just the truth. I'm not being a dickhead. It's just the truth. It's the truth. Born Legacy has grown to become its own brand, and it's spewing out stars fast. You know what I mean? It was the biggest event until Gnome happened. Nothing beating Born Legacy 5. And if you take away Gnome, Born Legacy 5 is still the biggest event of the year. Now, I'm not saying in profile because there's been some events that have been around longer. So maybe the excitement or whatever could be higher. I didn't do a Born Legacy 5 pay-per-view, so I don't know what that would have done. But I know in sheer attendance and excitement, there was nothing matching it this year. And turnout in numbers. Yeah. And before that, it was Born Legacy 4. Then anything else beyond Born Legacy 4 will be the fourth biggest event of the year.
Yeah, okay.
But I get all that. But I don't know. I feel like with some of the new talent, though, I feel like y'all gotta kind of do something to keep them hungry, though, because a lot of these niggas feel like they made it just because they on URL. Like I'm here now.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, you can't. You're 100% right. And listen, I'm not saying that every new guy that we have is hot. He's better than this guy or that guy or whatever the case may be. We're just putting people out there and giving them opportunity, and the fans will determine if they like somebody and if they don't like somebody. I see people say, "Oh, you're pushing people on us," or whatever. All I'm doing is shooting the battle and promoting and marketing how you're supposed to market battle rap. I take it seriously. This is not a game. It's not a joke. I'm going to make trailers. I'm going to do a lot of Instagram posts. I'm going to keep putting out information about my event. I market harder than the next person. It doesn't mean I'm pushing something on you. I want to bring awareness to it. I care about it. This is what we want to do. We want people to feel like this is important. You know what I'm saying? So the amount of energy you put on something is the amount of importance that people feel towards that particular event. So we push it hard, but I'm not saying you don't see URL making things saying, "Oh, he's this guy's better than the veteran that stood beforehand," or "This guy is this guy is that." I see people cry and whine all the time when we say we're the most respected or the biggest league in the world or whatever. Well, what are we supposed to say? We're the number 2 league, and this guy is just as good as us. Does Pepsi get mad when CNC Cola says that they're number 1? They know that they're Pepsi, so they don't care. And Coke says they're number 1, and Pepsi says they're number 1. The reality of the situation is, though, I can stand by the numbers and the social impact that the events have. So when I say I believe it and I feel that way, you may disagree, and everyone has the right to their opinion and the freedom to express it. Every league has the right to say that they're the number 1 league. But I'm going to show you that I'm the number 1 league with numbers and information. That's the difference.
As far as URL traveling, are y'all gonna ever do like a Motor City Mayhem too? Like when y'all went to Detroit, or y'all gonna go back to Chicago or anything, or is everything just gonna strictly be New York or the traffic cars?
I like to travel. You know what I'm saying? But you know, as I said, you know, a lot of times guys don't budge on their prices. So if I want to go somewhere, there's a certain amount of stars that I have to see if it's a battle market, because URL is a bigger show than your average battle. You know what I'm saying? So like to take guys and bring them all 10, 12 guys that you've been seeing for the last 6 months to a year, you know, and take them and transport them to another city and put them in hotels for 2 nights and flights and you know, then bring the staff and the shooters and this and that. And the cost adds up, and I can't charge people the same ticket price in Ohio that I would charge in New York, because it's just a different market.
Yeah.
So then my bottom line is cut by nearly 50%. So it's a difficult thing to do. I mean, we've done, you know, at those times, when we did those, you know, Motor City Mayhem, we had active stars in those markets. So, you know, it made sense to go to Detroit. It made sense for us to go to St. Louis, because those are very powerful markets that are instrumental in helping to build URL up. You know what I'm saying? St. Louis and Detroit are crucial markets, key markets that really help blow this thing up. So we went to those markets because we had stars that lived in those markets. You know what I mean? At those particular times. So now, if there's, you know, like 4 or 5 guys coming out of Florida that are crazy, then we'll have to, you know, move the show to Florida.
Talking to you. You ready? Talking to you. We see it. Talking to you. Are you talking to you? Are you talking to you? You ready? Talking to you. We see it. Talking to you. I'm talking to you. Talking to you.